Hi guys, just me again. I'm just here to quickly show you how to add your name and numbers to the badge designs that Sarah designed. All I've done here is just imported the badge. You don't need to at this stage, you can just simply do your name and your number in Inkscape. I'm going to use that first because I know not everybody has access to the offset feature in Design Space, and I also know that the offset feature in Design Space can be very temperamental. So I just want to give you a backup version for using Inkscape as well. It's again just your basics that we've been over before for anybody who's followed a tutorial with me before, or for those that are new and maybe new to Inkscape or the Cricket World, then it's kind of just some basics this you can use for vinyl, large amount of text, cake top, as you name it, the options there. For those who are new to Inkscape or new to Design Space and the Cricket, Inkscape is worth learning. It's worth taking, a little bit of time out of your day to pick up the basics because it will save you so much time and energy, and you won't be as frustrated as you are with Design Space, especially when it comes to inserting text. As you'll find out in a minute when we go over Design Space, because it is not working for inserting text for me. So I am just going to do 21 on this one. I'm just going to show you, as I know they did the digits up to 13 are done, but also this is just can be done if you want to change the font. I am just going to change both of these, and the font I am just going to use is Nuvalia, and I am just going to have them. So if you're new to Design Space and Inkscape for that matter, you will know, well, you won't know, sorry, but at the moment, if I was to just save these two and send them to Design Space would not recognise them as a cutting file, so we just need to do a couple of steps to get that for. So I'm going to highlight my 21, I am going to come up to Path, and I'm coming to Object to Path. And then I'm going to jump next door to Object and down to Ungroup. This is a step that Design Space likes you to do. It's not always necessary, but if you don't do this step, Design Space can sometimes have a bit of a wobbler uploading. So just hit Ungroup. This is a great opportunity, for example, if you're doing a cake top art and you want to make a letter slightly bigger, or if the font letters don't automatically connect. It will automatically connect any script, but sometimes your first capital letter on your starter words with some script fonts don't always connect to the letter next to it. This would let you, at this stage, connect that. I will just show you on Lucy, for example. If I just come up to, I'll finish off the 21. So on the 21, I am just going to then come back to Path and Ungroup. So Lucy, again, I'm going to come up to Path, Object, Path, Object, and Ungroup. At this stage, you can see that all them letters have become individuals. So I really wanted to, I could, for example, make the L a bit bigger. I could use the arrow keys. I prefer to use the arrow keys for precision to move them left and right. That option is there, and I am just going to drag box around them and come back to Path and Union. I am just going to bring this shape back over here. I don't necessarily need it. I do have one Design Space, but it is just there. Oh, missed the step, guys, if I need it. So to offset and to create that shadow layer behind this, you need to first duplicate it. And I'm just going to pull that over here, and I'm just going to change the colour so that you can see. And again, I'm going to do it to Lucy, just to duplicate it. And I'll just change that to blue as well. And then you can, two options here. You can come up to Path and down to Outset. It is Outset in Inkscape, not Offset. Same difference, so it's going to do exactly the same that you're asking it to do. So if I change the black ones here and just hit Outset, you can see that's instantly changed thickness on that one. And I'm going to do the same with the 21 as well. Alternatively, you can press Ctrl and close bracket and it will do the same. Now I'm just going to come up here and I'm just going to do save as. And I already saved these before and uploaded, so I'm just going to replace them. Design Space is having a bit of a wobbler with us, so I'm hoping it stays connected long enough to do what I need to do. So I'm going to come up to Design Space, and you're going to come up to upload and upload image and browse, and I'm just going to click and open. If you're new to here and you haven't had a tutorial with me before, it is worth adding in the tags option, or just a reminder if you have done, use your tag option to add a couple of keywords. You might want to add that number that you've got there. Helps you search for your files later on, guys. And you can also change the name as well if you need to. I am not going to insert in the Design Space. As you can see, I've got an error code here. I already have it inserted in the Design Space from before. So now I am going to try and show you how to offset in Design Space. I can't guarantee it's going to work again. It wouldn't just a few minutes ago, but I'm just going to show you how, if it's going to. So I'm just going to type in 21, and I'm going to stick to the same font that I've used in Inkscape. As you can see, if I just come up here, this, you'll have to ungroup this, guys. It'll automatically come over grouped. And again, that bit, if I ungroup it, as you can see, there is a difference in the spacing in this. Now it's the same size, a little bit. I'll just make that top one so that it is the same size, and you can see. But you will see, if I was to stack these under each other, this one is from Inkscape, where you don't have to worry about spacing or regrouping. And this one is from Design Space. So you can see there's still quite a gap between that. You can shuffle it by using your letter space, or I personally prefer to ungroup and use the arrow keys at this stage. Now, offset here will let you either use the one I've brought from Inkscape or the one that it's brought over from that I've just inserted here. It's not overly fussy on that when you're coming. I'm just using the arrow keys here to bring them a bit closer together, guys, and I'm just going to weld them. It's going to keep them where I want them to be, but also it's going to kind of keep this process doing what I wanted to do. This is where it's having issues and it is not cooperating with me and doing what I want it to do, which is why I'm struggling a bit with Design Space tonight. If you're watching this and you weren't able to take part in the tutorial but would like the video from the tutorial, then please just drop me a private message on Facebook, Sarah Baines, and you will find my details in the group Curious Designs, and it will just hopefully on Thursday night it's a bit more cooperative. So what I am going to do is I'm just going to come up to offset feature. Make sure you've got your text highlighted. If I bring it down here, it's a bit easier to see. Now, before it was only giving me a shadow layer, and it wasn't actually giving me a solid layer for the offset as I wanted before. I certainly do not want it that big. I think I had it about 0.067 maybe before. I see if that turns down anything. It's reduced a little bit, not massively to where I want it though. This is just so temperamental, guys. 0.05 I think might just be probably about right. I think I might have had a 0.63 before actually when I was on just before. Yeah, 0.063 is what I've got set at for that outset layer, and I'm just going to hit apply. This would normally turn this bottom layer, I think, there, It's working at the moment. As you can see, it's turned it grey. So I'm just going to bring that back up to here. I am just going to ungroup this star and move all these little stars out of the way. Oh, I'm going to sneeze, guys. I do apologise. I just ungroup this. And I'm just going to keep them where they are. So I'm just going to hit group. Or you could hit touch and it will keep them exactly in the same place. And pull it down there. And if I just come back over here. That's not the one I want. Right, so I just bring my layers back over here. This grey layer I don't really need for the purpose of this. I'm just going to hide it over here so that you can see. And I am just going to drag box around these all and hit center. It's not quite center because this heart is not quite center. So I am going to bring over the shadow layer of my heart and I'm going to click the blue heart. Now you've got a couple of options here. You can just click the number and click the heart, or you can use the layer panels to find it, whichever might be easier. I am then going to come up to a line and I'm just going to center this a little bit. Probably push it a little bit higher if I'm going to add a name underneath. Personal choice as to whether you want to or not. For the purpose of this tutorial, I will do that for you so that you can see. And I'm just going to drag this heart and this number and I'm going to weld it. Attaching is no good because it will still see them as two separate things. Yes, attaching keeps it in place, but it will cut them as two separate things. So you have to weld. So it might be worth, before you weld it, just saving that project so that you can come back and amend it as you need to, because once you weld and save it, you're a bit snookered. At this stage, you need to go to the undo button if you need to go back a few steps. That is the point. That is the thing. I'm going to duplicate this here. And I'm going to let this duplicate, guys. There we go. And that is going to become my layer that I'm actually going to cut. And this one here, I am going to highlight the blue heart. Just make sure I'm happy with the position of it. And the purple circle, sorry guys, doesn't want to click it though. I come back and click these ones. Yeah, you can see my layer panels over here. I have that blue one highlighted and the purple down here. And I am going to weld again. That's going to create that bottom layer for this without kind of creating any lumps and bumps for it. If it's going to let me do it. It's on go slow. And then it vanishes and then it comes back. Oh, honestly. I wonder why I hate Design Space so much, guys. And now it's vanished. Undo. It's obviously grabbed it more than I wanted to. Right, I am just going to come over here. Wrong purple one. I'm going to find that purple and I'm going to hide it. Makes it a bit easier. So I'm going to weld it. Hopefully this time it works. No! I don't understand why it should not be filling this in as the way it is. So if I come back and just undo it. It's really been temperamental, and I know they're doing a huge major update on Thursday the 22nd of April. So hopefully that will resolve some of these issues we are having. I'm trying to go back and undo a few of these steps and I hope that it might. So sometimes the trick, guys, is to make it a lot bigger than you need it, but take notice. It should just weld without infilling this as a solid shape as it is, which is what's really frustrating me, and I don't understand. The other way, if this way doesn't work, I will show you another way, but this way should hopefully work this time. It's definitely 10 minutes. Sometimes making it go bigger makes it work, but for the purpose of this tutorial, since it's having an absolute wobbler, I am just going to remove this over here and layer it up from the other way, face down. If I come over here and I've got my heart and the number, which is this 2 and 1 here, I'm just going to take the one that I actually used in Inkscape. It's the same process whichever you're layering here. And I'm going to zoom back in. So I've got my layers stacked here, and I'm just going to do this slightly different in a hope that it's going to take notice of it this way. So I am first going to, sometimes stacking it the other way can work. So I'm just going to come over my layer panel. I'm just going to highlight my blue heart. I'm going to come over to my layer panel and I'm just going to hide it. I'm just going to duplicate this number as well. Is it duplicated yet? Nope. There we go. I'm just going to pop that over here. I am just going to center this so I know I'm happy with it. Not even center it, sorry. I should just aligned and center. And I'm just going to use my arrow key to move it up a little bit. And I am going to, this will hopefully work this way, weld it. There we go. It's working this way around. And if I just come back to my layer panel and unhide my